Mason Greenwood, pictured last night or yesterday. Pictures went up last night of Mason Greenwood. New hairstyle. He's let it grow out, but it was Mason Greenwood training somewhere in Manchester, having a kickabout. Is he back for Manchester United? No. Is he back in training? Yes. How long's he been back in training? I don't know. Mason Greenwood needs to be getting fit. Mason Greenwood training and playing football in June is not a surprise. What we know about Greenwood is he wants to start playing football again. You get one life. You make mistakes. You get accused of things. You do things. I'm not saying what's happened in relation to Mason Greenwood, but the reality is, what we do know is, this is a young man in his early 20s who's a footballer and has to, quite rightly, make the decision that he wants to play football again. And that's what he's doing. He's getting back fit. He's getting ready to play football. Man United still haven't made a decision. They should make a decision. Maybe they've made a decision, but they haven't made it publicly. I don't think they have made a decision, because I think Mason Greenwood would let that information get out there one way or another. He's a young guy. He speaks to a lot of people. But he's ready to come back, and United need to make a decision. Again, as I said earlier, I was on social media last night. Some people I follow, respect, absolutely appalled by the response to some people saying Starboy's back and all this. Obviously, a lot of people really excited about it. Greenwood's back, etc. It's just interesting to observe. It's interesting to observe because there are people that want him back, and there are people that desperately don't want him back, and they're Man United fans, and I respect that. I haven't actually really thought about this yet, because the easiest way for me to deal with this is, because it is divisive. It is what I call a stress maker. It's not like, shall I have cornflakes or shall I have porridge? This is a big thing with potential moral issues, etc. But what I do know is it's 100% right that he's back getting himself fit to play football again. Nobody should begrudge him that. He's got every right to do that. Who decides to give him the opportunity to put on a shirt, that's their choice, and they will face the media, I suppose, and everybody else on that decision. But him back training isn't breaking news. It's slow sports news. Of course he's going to come back and play football, and he has a right to try and do that. I would send him out on loan for a year. I wouldn't get rid of him. I wouldn't take him on tour. I'd put him out on loan for a year in another country. And the reason I would do that is football and mental health. Football, I don't know how good he's going to be after 18 months. I also don't know how my squad's going to react to it. I don't know how impactful it's going to be having all that media attention on the team, especially after last season. There are so many ingredients in this decision for me. I just think for the club and the player, we're better off apart for a year. And he doesn't need the pressure, and we don't need the pressure. There's too many risks bringing him back in this summer. I just think the logical thing is, this is too much too soon. Send him on loan to Italy or something like that, and monitor him. And as I've said before, I also think there's a duty of care here. He will face ridiculous abuse. Some will say deserved, whatever. It will be abuse from the terraces, from within inside Old Trafford, from the media. It will be constant. It is 100%, in my opinion, the right thing to do, to send him away to Italy or wherever and let him get back playing football. Because out of sight, out of mind. And if he's scoring goals and doing well out of the way, he's got a much better chance of coming back to Manchester United next summer